We got Jared Brooks back here on the program. He's going to be fighting on short notice against Roberto Sanchez this Saturday at UFC 228. Jared, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Weight's always on point, So about 3 days ago, they just hit me up and said, "Hey, Ryan Benoit's out. Do you mind stepping in and fighting Roberto Sanchez at 228?" And I was like, "Of course, why not?" So I just had to get cleared medically by my neurologist from knocking myself out. But besides that, we're Gucci.
Yeah, I bet, man. Everything's good. Are you in Dallas now, or are you just about to head out there?
Yeah, I got in Dallas yesterday. I had to do all of my medicals and stuff like that. I had to redo all of them. So it was kind of hectic yesterday, but today I'm relaxing and just going to train a little bit and swim a little bit. And yeah, we're going to get ready for this fight, baby.
And I know you've been doing a lot of training as well. Even before you found out about this matchup, I was talking to Cody Stamen. I know you've been doing some work at Michigan Top Team. So you'd been ready for something, like you were waiting for an opportunity like this to happen. It wasn't just like you were on the couch and they're like, "Hey, let's go."
I was literally foaming at the mouth, seeing Jose fight, and then seeing all these other guys like Davison fight. These top 10 contenders and stuff like that. It definitely makes me hungry because I see where I'm at now. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Now, obviously, we've got to quickly talk about the Shorty Torres loss. I mean, that's just sort of a fluke thing that happens. I think the big thing that sort of came out of that after was just sort of the social media comments, people going after you and everything like that. Do you feel like a lot of other fighters just would have crawled into a shell? Because you sort of, you stood up there and you're like, "Hey, this is what happened." You sort of took it on the chin. I mean, how did you react to that?
I thought it was kind of funny, to be honest. Shit happens in the game, so not many fighters can say that they knocked themselves out. And yeah, I told my mom and dad I made it. I made it on ESPN, knocking myself out. But besides that, I mean, I'm here to fight and I'm here to win a world championship. So all the fun and games are over at this point. It's time to go get it. It's time to shit or get off the pot.
Were you at least happy with the fact that you looked good up until that, fluke accident in the Torres fight? I mean, you were really lighting him up, and it looked like you were on your way to winning a stoppage in that fight.
Stuff happens, man. And I'm not going to say I was happy. I wanted to knock him out. So, and I want to show people what I'm capable of. So at the end of the day, this guy that's in front of me right now is my girlfriend, and I'm going to treat him to a steak dinner and never call him again.
Okay, well, there you go. And let's talk about Roberto Sanchez, former LFA champion. He's 1-on-1 in the UFC. How do you feel like you match up against him?
It's a great matchup for me. He's somebody that doesn't utilize all of his, which I know he probably has other tools that he hasn't shown yet. You know what I'm saying? He's 1-on-1. He hasn't put out all of his stuff. He's a great jiu-jitsu practitioner. He's somebody that likes to take people down, get their backs. But man, I'm a small guy. It's going to be really hard to either take me down or get control of me when you're on top of me. And my hands have gotten tremendously better even in the past 2 months. Yeah, you guys are going to see a good form of Jared Brooks here at UFC 228.
And is a little bit weird, fighting an opponent. Roberto's such a nice guy, very soft-spoken and all that. And I was going to say, your last opponent, I mean, Shorty's a nice guy as well, but there was some trash talk heading into that one. Does that feel a little bit weird heading into this fight with no trash talk?
No, I kind of like it, to be honest. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. There's nothing. So, yeah, he's a nice guy, but when it comes down to it, I'll treat him just like any other fighter. I'll take him out to a nice seafood dinner and never talk to him again.
There you go, high and dry, as they say. Training camp, I talked a little bit about it there. I know you had been working a bit at Michigan Top Team. How have you sort of structured your camp as far as this fight goes? I know you just found out about the fight, but even leading up to that, where were you sort of training and doing all your work?
I'm training everywhere in Detroit, mostly at Michigan Top Team with Kara Rowe, Darren Cruikshank, all those guys. My main coach is always James Lee at a James Lee's Match Fight Team. I'm working with guys like Jason Fisher. He's a great jiu-jitsu practitioner. He should be in the UFC also. Got Cody, you got Munib, Al-Samani. You got all these guys that are just up and comers, and it's a privilege to go and train with those guys. But yeah, it was short notice, but it's really not short notice for me. I was foaming out of the mouth for a fight, so.
Yeah, no, I bet. Wanting to get back in there. Does it help having Cody on this card as well? Both of you guys, on the same card, kind of feeding off that momentum?
Yeah, it's the momentum feeding, and you got all of your coaches. We got all the coaches here. You know what I'm saying? I got three corners, and he gets three corners. So we got all of Michigan top team here. We got a chance to actually put out our team. You know what I'm saying? We only had one guy, at UFC 228. Now we have two. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to put some eyes on our team and put some eyes on Michigan MMA and the strides that we've made in the past few years. So.
And you said the cut's going well. How far off are you heading into Friday?
I'm a pound off, man.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Always staying ready.
Always weight ready. I blame it on my lower body stature. I'm skinny lower body, so besides that, no pun intended. No pun intended.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, yes. and I work my fucking ass
You almost
off.
walked
That's
into that one again.
said.
Yeah.
Say what's up, Dad.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on? There you go. That's awesome. Got the whole crew there. How are we seeing this fight playing out on Saturday? How do you see this unfolding?
I'm not going to put any pressure on myself, man. I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, when I'm in the top 10, that's when I'm going to talk and call my shots. You know what I'm saying? Right now is not the time to call my shots and put any pressure on myself. So you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to get the win for sure. So.
Not looking past Roberto here, but obviously I'm sure you just want to keep active, keep the momentum going and all that. Is the plan to try and get one more in this year, or do you want to, like, if you come out unscathed, are you looking to fight one more time or maybe skip ahead to next year?
Hey, weight-wise, I'm always good. So there's guys that don't want to fight. There's guys that get hurt. There's guys that don't want to do this as much as me. So whenever the UFC gives me the opportunity, I'm going to take it.
I was going to say, because they got that card in Toronto in December. I mean, that might be not bad,
It's close to home.
Exactly. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, which would be interesting to see you there. Last thing sort of on the flyweight division. I mean, right now, there's kind of a bit of confusion with Henry Cejudo winning the title, and now he wants to fight TJ Dillashaw. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they'll do that trilogy fight with Demetrius Johnson, or do you think they'll, give Henry what he wants and get that trilogy fight, or get the super fight?
I wouldn't be surprised if they gave Henry the fight with TJ, but as a flyweight, I think that they should give Demetrius that second fight for sure. It was too close to, I think that Henry just wants to run away with that belt, and which I don't blame him. I would do the same thing if I fought Demetrius and beat him. But I think Demetrius deserves another rematch. And the winner of that, in my opinion, should fight TJ Dillashaw. But hey, if TJ Dillashaw wants somebody to fight, I mean, I'll fight TJ Dillashaw. I would love to fight TJ or Demetrius or Henry Cejudo anytime soon.
Speaking of close fights, you mentioned Davison Figueiredo. He just won a big fight himself against John Moraga. Do you take anything away from that, being like, you know what, a lot of people felt I beat him? Like, did that kind of make you feel good? You never like losing, but you kind of seeing a guy that you arguably beat, go on a run like that looks pretty good.
It doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel pissed off, and it makes me feel a little bit more hungry to get where I need to be. Because I mean, at the end of the day, anybody besides a Brazilian knows I won that fight. So, I would love to fight, but after this fight, I'm definitely calling out Hector Sandoval. He's not getting away with backing out from me. That's some bullshit. And then if Jose Torres or Davison wants to work, they can get it too, because I'm somebody that doesn't like to lose. And when those losses are on my column, then I'm definitely going to go and put those losses back on theirs.
We're looking forward to it, man. It's coming up here Saturday. It's UFC 228. Jared, I really appreciate the time, especially during fight week. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, you guys can check me out on Twitter and Instagram under _monkeygod. And on Facebook, you can just look me up as Jared Brooks. I have a lot of shout-outs. First off, you're always on my side when it comes down to interviewing and stuff like that. I got to shout out my dad, all of my team, everybody that's been with me, the past 2 years since I've been in the UFC and throughout my whole career. Everybody from my hometown, Warsaw, Indiana, everybody from, Florida to South Carolina. Thank you guys so much. And we're going to go out and we're going to do work this weekend. And we're going to get back on that win column and get in the top 10 within the year.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.